Joining us on the line now is the biggest band of all time, celebrating their 50th anniversary tour. It's a big welcome to the show, Brian Johnston from the Beach Boys. G'day, Bruce.
Well, how's everybody? And thank you for recently coming to our Beach Boys show in Melbourne. It was really kind of fun to play.
Absolutely.
We're glad you enjoyed it.
Had a great time.
Now, look,
Except that we understand some of our guys that you don't know tiptoed across the original site of the 1956 Olympics and saw some Australian rules football.
that's right.
We had Tim.
We had Tim from the Beach
Tim
Boys. Yeah, and he came over the footbridge and, it was a great time, actually. We got to see some of the Australian rules football and showed just how tough our Aussie players are, Bruce. It was quite good.
Yeah, we know you guys are tough. Great sport.
Yeah, we don't need any padding, unlike American
Yeah,
football.
you guys don't need to have cricket as your national sport. Australian rules football rules.
We do. Yeah, it should be an Olympic sport.
It would be nice. At least we'd win gold in one, James.
I know.
Well, you could probably mix Australian rules football if you wanted as an Olympic sport with boxing.
Boxing,
That's
yeah.
possibly, yeah.
Boxing would be
'Cause you
huge.
guys, those arms sure swing a lot on the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tim told you, Bruce, but in Aussie rules you can swing and there's no penalties whatsoever, so you can still play the game and knock someone out.
Yeah, our crew does that on the road.
Of course, there are suspensions, but
We play American pub rules.
And last night, of course, you guys performed at Rod Laver Arena, and look, it was a great turnout, and you're celebrating your 50th anniversary as a band. I believe it's the first time that you've all performed together, though, in 2 decades.
Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely go off like the Eagles and put it in sections and take it out on the road, but we haven't played together for a long time. And frankly, selfishly, to sit there and hear songs that I got to sing on, but I never played live, and listen to Brian sing lead vocals from Pet Sounds, it is a thrill on that alone.
And tell me, how were the ladies in the crowd last night vocally? Were they still as loud as they were when you first burst onto the scene in the 60s?
Some of the daughters were even as pretty as the mothers. It was really okay.
Oh, I'm sure they would have been. Let's not forget the mothers, though, because they would have been just as beautiful.
Absolutely.
In the day.
Well, whether you know it or not, mothers do rule. People just forget that.
They do.
That's true. But also the band's attracting a new generation of fans, Bruce, with your highest ever debut on the Billboard albums charts with the new record, That's Why God Made the Radio. That's a huge effort. Were you expecting such a response from the new record?
Not really, but, it's humbling to come in at number 3 and frustrating that Adele was blocking the sun at number 1.
It's a tough caper. Have you adapted now to the world of iTunes and iPhones and all this technology now? But that's where you can find the Beach Boys. I've got them on my iPhone.
Well, the reason I don't download songs and pay for them is because the fidelity. It's kind of like listening to music on stereo AM talk radio. And I know how hard the artists and the arrangers and the producers work to make it sound really great. And I'd rather get closer to what it sounds like in the studio rather than downloading off iTunes.
Yeah, a good point.
That is a good point. Look, I'd love it if we could all just go back to the records. I sort of like the whole thing, having your own album or something that's physical as well, just in case you delete it.
Vinyl's great, but eventually you get the scratches. It's kind of like getting vinyl acne.
Vinyl acne.
So, for a while your LP's going to, if they do it in 180 gram vinyl, but it is going to get scratched.
Yeah, that's true. Still, it looks cool. I like the vinyls. But look, you guys, you're here in Melbourne. How have you enjoyed your stay here so far? You enjoying being in Australia?
We stayed in a beautiful Park Hyatt.
Very nice.
Insane accommodation. I'm not kidding. And it was so comfortable. And so we've had a good time. And we're kind of cruising. I'm going in a bus with the guys out to the airport. We're going to go to Adelaide, where I was lucky enough one day before it ever came to America to go into a theater and see Strictly Ballroom back in the day when it was number 1 in England. Number 1. We go all over the place. Number 1 in Australia. So that's our next thing, go to Adelaide from Melbourne.
Yes, well, yeah, you got to just keep making sure you get down here as much as you can.
Well, You know, as a senior surf guy, I live right in my surf break. I can't live in Melbourne because Bell's Beach is too far away.
Actually,
We were trying to work out whether you actually knew Bells Beach, and we were
Well,
going to
you
ask
know,
if the boys have been doing much surfing. Excuse the pun.
Well, I do. I'm one of the founders of the Surfrider Foundation, and we're all over Australia, New Zealand, Europe, America, and we're trying to have clean water as our goal.
absolutely. Well, look, Bruce, I've got a beach house down in Torquay, which is the home of Bells Beach. So if you ever want to come by and just have a surf, the door's always welcome, mate.
Well, thank you. What you don't know, separate from all this, is last night was our 70th concert of this tour. It is a momentous night, you know. We were only going to do 50, and now we're going past 70.
Would you like to do more?
We are doing more.
I know. You're going to the UK right after this, so you've got a.
Well, we have to stop home and wash our clothes and then keep going.
Oh, okay. Seriously though, considering the fact that Dave and I were obviously early 20s, yet growing up, I mean, we both knew who the Beach Boys were. And does it ever astound you that the band's music has remained so popular over the generations?
Well, we're just, you know, lucky American musicians, and it carries on like way ahead of us. Tony Bennett, he's 85. My God, he just had a #1 album, and he did all these duets, and he sang a duet with Lady Gaga. And you've got the Stones coming next. And,
We do.
to Australia, and my favorite rock and roll record of all time on all levels is Honky Tonk Woman.
Great
So
record. Legendary.
You'll be able to hear that live with them. You know, listen to lots of stuff.
And of course, you guys have also had a Hollywood movie made about you as well. Have you seen the film? Have you seen the film?
No.
No?
No, they've made 2 or 3 movies about the Beach Boys. I'd rather have you see the documentary that they're making of this tour. I mean, that'll be more authentic. You know, Hollywood's Hollywood. This is better.
Yeah. Also, I saw that they're going to be doing a Hall of Fame for the Grammy Awards as well with you guys.
What we're going to do, we're going to play 4 or 5 songs, and they'll videotape it and throw it in their archives. So that's going to be kind of nice.
Oh, that will be, yeah. At least future generations, James, will be able to go and enjoy it as well.
I know, we can be a part of the action, Dave.
Absolutely.
Well, it'll always be there. The Grammy Museum is located in downtown Los Angeles, and it's got everything. It's really a great thing.
Now, Bruce, I have a message from my mother, believe it or not. And when she heard we were doing this interview, she got very excited, and she told me to tell you guys that she loved all of you, and she danced many nights at clubs to the sound of your music. Beach Boys are her favourite band of all time.
Well, most appreciated by all of us here on the tour. Thank you.
Nah, that's okay. I had to say that to her because she wanted to.
She'll be so impressed, you know that. She'll listen back, Bruce, and she'll be in her element.
But it's again, most appreciated.